Ekiri mu Parliament Olutalo lwa Myaka Gya General Kaguta Museveni. Parliament abaka batudde bakubaganya ku Myaka Gya nti nno gisusse asukkulumye obukadde takyagwanidde kwa mukulembeze wa ggwanga. Nti emyaka gyalimu tegikyasobola office gyalimu ey'obukulembeze bw'eggwanga. Nti that higher office deserves somebody who is mentally okay, who is physically okay, who is fit to be in that big office. Nti General Museveni tagwanidde Kyagulanyi yasaana wa omwe yentebe kubanga kyali muto, energetic, physically okay, ate mentally wise. Nti General Museveni eggwanga lifudde liweddewo lituuse ku mpagala ligongobodde lwaye kubanga takyajjukira bigenda maaso mu nsi. Nti tumaze emyaka gijjo giweze nga situlina gavana wa bank General Museveni tamanyita yabyerabira tabijjukira. Ekibuga Kampala kiri mu mataba nkya n'eggulo General Museveni tabimanyi tabijjukira tabirawa bayitamu kubanga ali myaka gye gya dementia emyaka egy'ekikadde kyali kyategeera nti kiteezi yatta abantu General Museveni tabimanyi kubanga ali mu dementia. Yabba akalulu mu 221 naye kati kyajjukira no yabba akalulu kati alowooza Kyagulanyi ye yabba nti that is dementia. Akola bitakwata biri contrary n'obulamu nti yuli yali atambulanga bwomu n'emmotoka ye n'abasirikale abo naye kati atambula alina toyi. That is dementia. Kati pata zonna zaakutukadda zaayiika buli kimu kiyitawo ensonga kyatama ne toyi nti takyagwanidde kubeeramu ekyo kifo kyalimu. Kigwanamu omuntu akyali fiiti era omuntu oyo nga Kyagulanyi Center Olutalo luli mu Parliament eyo. Njagala nkutwale 1-2 tugende ensonga ozirabye. Ababaka ba Parliament bakaaye batabuse bagamba omusajja awummule nti olaba America bakaka omukulembeze Joe Biden nga wa myaka 79 ne bamugamba no you don't deserve that office, step down. Na stepping down n'atwetera Kamala Harris. Kati General Museveni ye yaani namukadde lufotoose alemeddeko mpo kyagala kulembera ggwanga lino Lutalo luli.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker. A while ago, Honorable Pachuto advised that we need to subject ourselves to periodical checks following the sudden death of our colleague. But there are also constitutional requirements. To be a president, the Constitution says you must be mentally and physically fit. In America, the President Joe Biden was actually asked not to participate in elections on account of his age, 79. When you have an 80-year-old president who keeps making erratic decisions, Mr. Speaker, I want to implore this Parliament that we subject our president to, now that he's 80, to periodical mental and physical test, because that's the requirement of the Constitution. You can see her, but the Constitution says so. As a
order, Dr. Roki.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I have listened to my senior colleague, Honorable Semuji, who happens to be the MP in an area where I live. He is trying to insinuate that an elderly person at 80 years cannot steer this country, cannot reason. Now, Right Honorable Speaker, if America is saying people at 80 should be subjected to other medical tests, but our president has not shown any sign of failing. He has not shown any sign of failing to discharge his duties. So, is Honorable Semuju in order to insinuate that our president, who is experienced to lead this country, is he in order to insinuate that our president cannot lead this country? Thank you.
You know, colleagues, you know, I told you some time back that issues of Honorable Semju and His Excellency M7 are like issues of generals. They usually sort themselves. Yeah? But Honorable Semju has referred to the Constitution. The Constitution, I don't know whether it goes to give the parameters of requiring you to subject someone to test and all that. I don't know whether he's proposing we amend the law, we subject them to the test, you know. But the man is doing very well.
Mr. Speaker, I am saying this in good faith because the makers of this constitution had actually put an article that at 75 you can't be a president. I was not in the CA. And the president himself, you know, before I came here I was a journalist. When we interviewed him, he said at 75 you are tired. Someone who doesn't even remember that there is no governor for the central bank. We need, and I'm just doing this in good faith, even for his health.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Ibrahim Semuju, for yielding the floor. From a medical standpoint, we have two types of aging. There is what we call chronological aging, which is a measure of a number of years, and what we call physiological aging, whereby you have seen people who are 60, but they are finished. So they are chronologically young, but biologically aged. And I want to speak as a medical professional that President Yoweri Museveni may have chronologically clocked 80 years, but he is biologically young. And yes, and the spirit and letter of the Constitution is that it is the voters, if he presents himself or any other aged person, it is up to the voters to assess whether you are energetic to lead them or not. Indeed, I know the Honorable Semuju is a Muslim, but I just want to quote from the Christian Bible. If you read in the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 12, it says, wisdom belongs to the aged, and understanding to the old. That's what the Bible says. So there is no problem with the age of President Yoweri Museveni. In any case, physiologically is very sound and able to lead. And indeed, there are many leaders who are above 80 in many countries. We can give you many examples. So, do not be worried. Do not be worried. If he offers himself, it is up to the voters. That's what the Constitution of Uganda says.
So, Honorable Semuju, to conclude, kindly. I want us to conclude.
I want to thank the Minister for information. He actually only confirms that we need to do a test. That was his submission, to establish whether chronologically or... So we need to do a test. But Mr. Speaker, I am saying this, I want to repeat in good faith. You know, when presidents age, you saw what happened to Zimbabwe. Even family members begin taking national decisions. You saw Grace Mugabe.
Procedure.
These days you have seen the president, his son.
Honorable Semuju, procedure.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm raising under Rule 79. A member has been advised and even a quotation has been read to him from the Holy Book. But he has continuously engaged us and derailed us in repetitions. Okay? Which are actually not adding any value, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues. Through you, Right Honorable Speaker, under this rule, I would like to move that the member no longer be heard. I thank you.
Honorable colleagues, we run this house on flexibility, okay? But let us not also overstretch that flexibility. Honorable, conclude. You are concluding. Conclude. Conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have never seen young people who want to be led by old people. And they take pride in it.
But now, Honorable, I told you to conclude, you're opening more wars.
Therefore, Mr. Speaker, since you are one of those who are approached to contribute cows and banana, I know you have more access than any member of this parliament. Kindly, on our behalf, make arrangement to do a simple thing. Just test if the president is mentally and physically okay.
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, I think when this parliament sat down and resolved, whether you agreed with the resolution or not, but you resolved that you don't want to limit the age of anyone leading this country. You knew even people of 100 years will present themselves as president. You know, we are the ones who resolved it, so we can't run away from it. Yeah, so President Museveni, we are the ones who allowed him. Let Ugandans either accept or reject him. We leave it. I think the best test for him to know whether he's very okay will be done by Ugandans. Parliament, we don't have any power to do a test on an individual. Yes, Honorable Macho.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank God. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank God for your wonderful and very wonderful communication today, which includes the birth of President Yoweri Museveni, the birthday of President Yoweri Museveni. Mr. Speaker, together with the people of Busia, we join the rest of the country. And two, I want to appreciate all the statements that were made on that day. Although my friend Honorable Krumira is not agreeing that it is very worthy to celebrate the life of a president, moreover a honest president. We have President Arap Moi who died without us knowing his age. But he's a president who declared that he's 80 years. And Mr. Speaker, at the same time, in Busia culture, and we have a proverb saying that if you steal in the basket of an old man is a curse. When Honorable Chirumira was complaining, I remembered the words of our president when he said that at the age of 75, these people of Nupu Solo, his 1 million votes. I don't know what really Kudelopu is thinking. Because if you steal from an old man of 75 years, you cannot wish him a good birthday. But as a country, we must agree that President Museveni is a gift to this country because of the stability and the peace he has brought in this country. And I think, and the development majorly, with what I've witnessed in Busia municipality, I believe he is still strong enough because we have seen younger people, although they have grown in the cities, in the ghettos, doing more mistakes than the elder. Thank you, Mr.
Honorable Rabshija.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Mine is a matter of national importance.
Okay, Honorable Rwanda.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would advise all the younger and middle-aged MPs to learn from President Museveni. How can you live up to 80 years and you are still fit? I think he's a role model for us to learn from. Right Honorable Speaker, I was very disturbed when we lost our two generals because I know what it means for the nation to train a
Olutalo uli mu parliament ku myaka gya Kazende boy emituufu gimanyikiddwa naye ku myaka egyo omuntu aba akyalina viga ekulembera eggwanga Uganda buli omu awadde endowooza ye abawaana abawujja akanyama ne bawujja naye nga nabo bakimanyi nti omusajja agenye kati gwe Munnayuganda omupiira bagusindiseeyo gy'oli naye nga mumanyi okuba akalulu kubeerawo bagambye gwe olina test esembayo okutestinga mental and the physical abilities eza General Kaguta Museveni. Tulina wano Kyagulanyi, tulina wano namukadde jjajjaffe Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Between the two, who is your president? Munnayuganda gwe mbuuza. Katandika tuba tukyusa ne debate waliwo ebintu ebirala nga tebikyalina makulu nga tubikoze ne biggwa nga bifuuse monotonous kati nga buli omu byayogerako nga tebikyalina nnyo vibe. Mbadde nsaba tukyuse debate fenna bannakyukakyuka gye tuli tudde ku myaka gy'omukulu tutandike okubuuza abantu agwanidde tutandike okujja obwino omuntu Myaka Gya abakyagwanidde okuba president. Is he fit to be our president? Kuba ndaba wano ekyalemesa Biden na stepping down nandosinga Kamala kyali kuba nti Abamerika bonna basabira nga badebatinga ku nsonga emu ya Myaka Gya Biden. No. Because of his age, he's not my president. Naffe tutandike. Because of General Museveni's age, is not my president. Tutandike tutambuzeeyo hashtag everywhere nga buli omu kyayogerako the guy is too old, he can't be my president. Really, we can't be with somebody who is above 80 years in that office. It is insane. Fe tulina okubitandika tuve mu katembatemba oli perepese kati today wali omanyi tunakifuula vailo buli omu nga kyayogerako abantu bajja kuzuuka gaye naye emyaka egyo nedda nekitegedde banja bakyekwesa eyo bwe tunaba nga tukiwa time ne tukiwa obudde abantu bajja kuzuukuka n'ensonga endala gye zijja okuva ne pressure zijja mukuba. In between that period nga buli omu kyafokasinzeko ajja kutuuka pressures mukube onaawulira ebinaabiddirira nga tukwata Kyagulanyi nga tumuteeka mu ntebe nga Uganda egenda maaso. So on our agenda as political content creators, abaana bali ku TikTok mubangambire, abaana bali ku YouTube mubangambire, abaana bali ku Facebook mubangambire, baganda fa bali everywhere ku Twitter X mubangambire. Zonna ensonga tuziteesako ne tuwe priority that guy's age. Really, the guy is not fit to be in that office. No. At 80, you're supposed to be in the village looking after your cows. Ng'olera bazzukulu. So togenda kulera bazzukulu bo mu State House. Nalabye nga bakuza birthday. Nga bazzukulu bonna omuyolera aguyodde n'agweta mu State House. Nga guli muyimbira happy birthday Jaja, happy birthday. Bade bayimba lulimi kikozi. Ankiringawo, no wadde luyimbawo. Mwerabidde naye nga nalabye abazzukulu be bonna abaana abawala abaana abalenzi ababakoddomi bonna nga basitudde abayingiza State House. State House afukadde y'abekika n'eŋŋanda n'emikwano eri nnyumba ya mirimu gya ggwanga ne kati yafuulawo wakaawe makaawi ekikaddiiro kye nti lusiisira lwe wakaddiridde bato bwe yakifuula nti n'abazzukulu bajjawo ne beegalanjulira mu ntebe z'omuwi omusolo. Mukama watuwa oba tazza musango ky'okutukula omuggo guno naye mwe tazza musango. I want to ask and get the answer. Twakola ki Katonda okutukuba balaayi eno okuba this is a balaayi bagiyita batya? We are paying for something we don't know. Tazza musango gwa nnagomola kiguno. Katonda aleeta ebintu ebimu ng'alina kyamulu mu kusasulira. Kyaka bajjajjaffe balina omusango gwe bazza Katonda n'atuleetera ekinene kyawanga nti mubone mubeere mu kubonaabona kubanga your grandees did this to me. So yensonga kirabika kati nno tulina okulaba nga tunoonya buli kimu buli ekyetaagisa tweggyeko omuteego guno. Omuteego gwatusindikirwa kugenda kutunuuna, kugenda kututta, kugenda tubba, kugenda kukola buli kimu omutego bagwejjako ku mpaka, omutego tebagwejjako na nseko, omutego bagwejjako n'amaanyi. Kati Munnayuganda wenna gy'oli manya nti omuntu atukidde mu egyo emyaka mutego gukuze tulina ogwekwakulako. Mbaagala nnyo, Mukama bankuumire, mwebale nnyo okusubscribinga ku mukutu gwaffe, mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala. Tongere subscribing, asobola ofuuka ba member ba 12 etutambuza ebigambo. Amawulire gali wano. Mukama bankuumire, mweraba.